This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. We have finally managed to pin down none other than Diane Muller of Weingut Muller in Kremstal, Austria. How are you today, Diana?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm happy to be here.
Lovely. Now, we met last in Vivinum in Vienna earlier this year, and I've been trying to get you for an interview just before the end of the year. So, for those people unfamiliar with your family's winery, let's have a little look at the history of the winery itself.
So, we are a family winery since 1936, and I'm the fourth generation here together with my brothers. So, the family winery was founded by my great grandparents who met in winemaking school in the monastery Herzogenburg, which is very close to us. And I think it's also a great story that my great grandmother already had an education in winemaking and crafting, wine nursery. We also have a nursery, so that's a
Right.
big thing of our history as well. And then both have been the younger kids of their family wineries, so they did not inherit the business, and they had to buy a little farm, which was or is located in Großstetten. It's not so little anymore, but back then it was quite little and it was a typical mixed farm. So we only had 0.5 hectares of vineyards back then. We started the vine nursery. We had some pigs and other farm animals. So the winemaking was just a small part of the business. And we've been in the middle of the front line. And my great grandfather also had to go to war. And my great grandmother kept up with the business because she was trained as well. And also in 1936, as mentioned before, we founded the nursery, which we still have, where we craft the little wines for a lot of wineries in the region as well. And she could keep up the business because of her knowledge. And then my grandfather took over quite early because my great grandfather died quite early. And it still was a mixed farm, and but we already had 3.5 hectares of vineyards.
Mhm.
And we started a Heurigen in 1990. We also have some agriculture and orchards. We had it back then, and we still have that. And in 1990, we started a Heurigen, which is a classical wine tavern in Austria. And in the year before that, in 1989, my dad finished his training as a winemaker. And it was not so usual back then to leave the winery for some internships as we needed the working power.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So he came home directly after the winemaking school in 1989. And he decided that he wanted to focus more on winemaking and viticulture and bottling wine to the bottle, not only selling grapes and liter wine, so
Yes.
also doing high quality wine. That was always his passion. And yeah, he kept on with that passion. And now, well, in the meantime, also my uncle joined the company. He's a trained chef, but now is responsible for all the vineyards together with my brother. Um, but in 2000, it grew from 90 to 2000. It already grew quite a lot. And both brothers, my uncle and my dad, could stay at home and work together on the passion for great quality wine from Kremstal, which transports origin and terroir typicity at a very high point. And yeah, it continued from there to grow and grow and grow. And now it's 7 people from the family working together. So it's my dad and my uncle, my mom and my aunt, me and my two brothers. We all did a wine college in Austria. And we grew to one of the 10 biggest family-owned wineries in Austria. So now we cultivate 150 hectares in Kremstal and Wachau area. That grew within one generation. But for us, it's very important to know where we come from. And that's a very small winery started by a family, driven by the passion for great quality wine. And that is still the passion. And our slogan now is that the wine is the boss, and we all work for one goal to produce great quality wine, no matter which area we work in, because each area is very important in the winery.
Yes.
And if you look at us seven from the family, it's my uncle and my brother managing the vineyards. As you can see in the back, it's very small scale in our area, and you've been here
Yes.
at the Vivinum Weinreise. So we have very small vineyards. And these 150 hectares we are cultivating are spread over 387 vineyards.
Wow.
So for us, it's very important to take the measures for quality at the right time. And so we have a great team, of course, supporting us. It's the extended family, we call it. And my brother and my dad, the other brother, Martin, and my dad are responsible for the winemaking process. My mom is our finance minister in the office, and I'm in the export and sales in Austria together with my dad as well. But I'm also responsible for the whole quality management, for all the certifications, the nice
Wow.
writing nobody wants to do, but it still has to be done.
Yes.
And it's very important as well. I'm also a trained enologist, but after Klosterneuburg, which is the Federal College for Viticulture in
Yes.
Klosterneuburg, it's the eldest winemaking school in Europe since 1850. I studied export management, so I'm following my passion for the exports. And within the last 5 years, I grew it quite a lot at the winery because when I came home in 2019, we had around 5%, and now we do around 25% of exports, which is a nice growth within the last
I
five
would say,
years.
yes, yes, yes. I have a question for you. How many
Yeah.
varieties do you cultivate on the estate?
So our main grape varieties, as we are in Kremstal and some vineyards are in Wachau, are Grüner Veltliner and Riesling.
Of course.
And personally, my heart is a Riesling heart. Hard to say as an Austrian.
Yes, yes.
But we do many different Grüners and Rieslings because we care a lot about our single vineyards. So we have many different single vineyards for Grüner and Riesling. But of course, we also have Zweigelt, which is the main grape, red wine grape variety in Lower Austria. We do a lot of rosé and sparkling wine from it, and also still red wine of Zweigelt. And then it's Gelber Muscatella, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and Pinot Blanc. And we also do Pinot Noir. These three Burgundy grapes are very nice in our region because we have very chalky subsoils. We do have a lot of loess, but we also have a lot of gravel from the former rivers, which are very chalky, and it's great to grow Chardonnay, Pinot Blanc, or Pinot Noir there. Yeah, and also with the 150 hectares and the 387 vineyards, a lot of different grape varieties come in. But yeah, Grüner and Riesling are our main, and I would say Grüner, Riesling, Chardonnay, Sauvignon, Muscatella, Zweigelt, few others. Maybe it's 10 different grape varieties we bring to the bottle, but I would say 20 or 15 different Grüners
Okay. Now,
in
would you
total.
say that your winemaking operation was a very traditional one or a very kind of cutting edge technological one or a combination of both?
I would say it's a combination of
That's
both.
what you
That's the great thing if generations work together. So we have the knowledge of our grandfather, of our dad, and uncle, and a lot of new knowledge from me and my siblings. Um, and we try to influence the grapes that grow in the vineyard as little as possible to bring it to the bottle, but as much as necessary to bring it to the bottle. So we stick to very clean and easy winemaking. So if there is great grape quality, it's very easy for us in the cellar to process it. If you have demanding years, we are very happy to have a lot of great technology to bring the best still to the bottle. So I would say it's a good combination, but because if looking at winemaking, there is no right or wrong or no black and white. It's a personal thing. And for us, it's always very important if there's Grüner Veltliner written on the bottle, it has to be Grüner Veltliner in the bottle. And if you write the single vineyard on the bottle, you should taste the single vineyard. And there are a lot of new technologies and very old technologies that come modern again. That doesn't really help with that philosophy to bring grape and terroir typical wines to the bottle. So yeah, I would say it's a good combination of it.
And I'd be curious as to where your biggest export markets are.
Right now, I
Yes.
would say it's Scandinavia.
Oh, really?
But that's just recently. 4 or 5 years ago, it was Germany, but Germany is a very hard market, even so it's our neighbor country.
Yes, yes,
And the Scandinavian markets are also quite hard to get in with the monopolies,
of course. Yeah.
as you also have it in Canada.
Yes.
But once you're in, and once you have the right partners, it's a very nice market. So Finland and Norway are good markets for us right now. Germany still is. I would say all over Europe and the US always depending on which president they have.
Oh,
So
really?
now our importers ordered a lot before the political change
I
will
see.
happen.
Interesting. Yes.
Nobody knows how the taxes will affect the product prices. So I guess it will be tough for the next 4 years for the US market will be tough for us.
Interesting. Perhaps you have heard this, perhaps you have not, but the incoming presidency is threatening to put 25% tariffs on everything on coming in from Canada. And in a fight back on that, our premier, who I don't usually like, but he has said that the LCBO will stop ordering American wine. And
Good.
that, I mean, the LCBO is one of the largest purchasers in the world, and for them to stop purchasing Californian wine would be quite difficult, I would imagine, for the Americans.
I would imagine too. And I hope that the new president will think about it. I'm not sure if Europe will put on the same tariffs as the US does,
Right.
because they're also talking about 25% to 30% tariffs on cheese and wine from the European
Right.
Union. So we will see how that is working out. And we just started with a vintage listing in the LCBO, which will take place in the beginning of 2025.
Oh, fantastic.
So
Which one?
rosé,
Okay.
Zweigelt rosé,
Excellent.
very nice product, but not so typical for our region. But yeah, that's the first, I would say. I don't know if I can translate it word by word. How do you say this? If you have a foot in the door,
Yep, that makes
like
complete sense. That's what
yeah.
we say. Yeah, yeah, that's what we say in English.
So yeah, let's see. It's a very small quantity, but still, it's the first contact with the LCBO for us, and
Oh, that's
we are
fantastic.
looking forward to the chance to some more wines in the LCBO because the import strategy of the LCBO really matches our wines, the philosophy. Because, for example, if you look at the SAQ, they have more natural and orange wines,
Yes, yeah,
which is just not our way of winemaking.
yeah. Right, I hear
So
you. Yeah.
we can never offer for any tenders there, but the LCBO goes for the classic wines,
Yes, yes,
which
yes.
is great for us. So we can offer there. And
Super.
I hope to continue that journey with the LCBO, even though it's quite hard to understand in the beginning.
Right, I hear you. Well, I really look forward to seeing that rosé on the shelves here. Do you know how much it will be when it is
Oh,
for?
it's just a pallet. It's super small.
Oh, it's a
It's
small
just
amount. Okay.
it's a very small amount. But we plan on offering a Grüne Veltliner in the next round then.
Okay.
Um, and we will see how that is going to turn out. So hopefully there will be more Muller wine on the shelves in the
Well,
LCBO in the near future.
that would be a very, very good thing. So, do you have any special wine-related plans for Christmas?
Oh yeah, for Christmas, it's a big Christmas Eve dinner for us because
Oh,
in
yes.
Austria we celebrate Christmas Eve, not Christmas morning. And we have our grandparents from both side over, and all love wine. And we only drink one Müller wine in that evening or
Oh,
two.
okay.
So we start with a sect, which is a Grüne Veltliner sect. So it's a sparkling wine made with a
Yes.
traditional method that is stored 36 months on the lees. So you could say it's like a vintage champagne, basically,
Right.
but it's made with Grüne Veltliner. And it's a very nice start with, we start with beef tartare, and it goes very well with beef tartare because it's a
Right.
full body
Yes.
sparkling wine. And we always have trout. That is very typical for us in our region or for our family.
Yes.
We have fried trout with some salads and freshly baked bread by our grandmother. And we have a saying in Austria that Danube trout needs to swim in Riesling. So we drink Riesling with it.
Fantastic.
Um, and besides that, we only drink wines from all over the world, and each of us is ordered to bring two bottles. So I don't know what the others will bring, but we are a big group of 13 people having Christmas dinner together. So it's very nice because then you can taste a lot of different wines.
Well, if you have
And
30 people, you have your
yeah,
sect, your Riesling, and then everybody brings two bottles. That's a lot of wine for 30 people.
13. Yeah, but it's just for the tasting. We
Okay,
don't we
okay,
don't we
okay.
don't finish like all the bottles. We start them.
Right.
And on the 25th, it's the next celebration day with the whole family. Then we are like 30 people,
Oh, I
and then we
see, I
just
see.
them up.
Also from 13 to 30. I get it. Yes, yes. Okay, that makes more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
So then everybody brings the partners and the cousins and the uncles and aunts are there. So it's a big day for
that's
us.
fantastic.
And we are quite a big family, and it's very nice to celebrate that together. And we all like good food and good drinks. And it's very nice if you work the whole year for a great product,
Yes,
that you really appreciate that on days like Christmas or New Year's Eve.
of course.
And it's
Diane?
also always nice to discuss the wines with the others. On the 25th, we always compare the wines we brought for the 24th with some wines of our own range, and brings a lot of room for discussion because also in our family, the wine tastes are quite different, I would say.
Fantastic. That's such a wonderful tradition. Diana, thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today. I hope you have an absolutely
Thank
marvelous
you for the
holiday.
invitation.
Oh, no, anytime. I've been trying to get this for some time, so I'm really glad that we could make this happen
Yeah,
before the end
that's
of the year.
true.
I'll look forward to seeing you in Austria at some point in the not too distant future. And if you are over here in Ontario, please do give me an email and we'll get together for some
I
wine.
will definitely. And if
Excellent.
you're here in Austria, you're always invited for hunting here.
Oh, right. Yes, hunting. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we
I would
talked
like to
about
do
it.
that. Yes, I'd forgotten we had spoken about that. That would be excellent. Thank you so much. Have a great Christmas,
Thank you so
great New
much.
Year, and we shall see each other in 2025, I hope.
Hopefully.
Take care, Diana. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.